Hi, we're doing a short video here to explain how you go about ensuring that your email and also SMS messages reach the intended recipients. First of all, let's just have a look at where you would be making the settings. So for example, if we go to config, edit workflow systems, excuse me, if we go into say VAT returns, workflow routes, you'll see that every single route has an alert message trigger area. So these will be asking for the delivery target. Okay, so there's the options that we'll be going through shortly there. In addition, I think I've got an example here of a workflow action that is sending an email based on a template, and again you have the same series of options there. You'll also have the bulk. Let's go to the client's report. One of the bulk operations here is sending an email on bulk, and okay, we have no client templates here, so it's not going to let me choose. But this second option here is again the same set of options that we saw a moment ago. So let's go back to those options. Let's go to the alert message trigger here and open that up again, and let's talk through each of them. Essentially, there are two options here. The first one is search client fields, and the second one is to choose a tag, of which we have 4 tags. So first of all, I'll explain how the search client fields works. What this does is it will go to the client record of the client in question. So for example, if an email is triggered on a job because it's approaching a deadline or because it's approaching a job date, it's going to go to, of course, the client that triggered that email, and it's going to look for the client field that is tagged as being the email field. Now I know that it's my email one field here. The reason I know that, it might be useful for us to actually put a little tag on the end there, but if I go config and edit additional client fields, what we will see here is that email 1 is tagged as being email. So if we were to just edit this quickly, we'd see that the data tag is email. So every single client has one of those fields, and this is the simplest way of selecting your recipient. So select search basic client fields will look for that, and in this case here it's going to send to this email address. Now that's going to do just fine in kind of simple situations whereby you essentially have one email per client, and also where you are either sending to individual clients, or where in the case of organizations, limited companies, LLPs, etc., you are happy not to use the recipient tags. So the recipient tags are the kind of first name, last name. They're the ones that are useful for kind of saying things like hi Bob, hi Jane, that sort of thing. They're going to work fine in this instance on an individual, but in the case of a company, they will not be populated. You're not going to get those tags, and the way around that is to use the second option that we'll talk about now, and that is to actually target a specific tag. So again, kind of jumping back to the VAT alert that we were on a moment ago, what we'll see is that wrong one. Below, so search client fields we've just kind of talked about. Below here we have all of these different tags. So let's look at what these would do. So if I selected VAT there, that's actually going to send, first benefit of using the contact tagging system is that you can send this to more than one person. You can send this to, let's say, an example of a limited company. Maybe you've got 5 directors, a bookkeeper, an FD, a spouse, whatever it might be. If you've got, say, 10 contacts linked to the client, you can have this being sent to 3 or 4. In addition, it might be that you only want this to go to certain clients, so you can kind of use this as another filter. Say if you had a 300 personal tax clients and you had a workflow action to send a particular email, maybe you actually only wanted to go to 100 of them, so you can put the tag only on those 100 clients. So it's another way of achieving a kind of a filter. Let's go and look at how it works. So if we go to a particular client, I'll probably choose a a limited company here, what we will see is that we have down the left hand side here contacts. Okay, there's no contacts currently on this client. So let's add a few. So click add contact, and you can either choose an existing contact or you can create a new contact. So, an existing contact, maybe you have a client who is a director on 10 companies, and you don't need to create him or her kind of 10 times. You're just going to link that person to multiple companies. So here we will see our contacts and also our individual clients. So individual clients are of course people, and they you don't need to set them up again to make them a contact. They are available for selection wherever you're choosing to link a contact. So we can link Donald here. The other option is of course to create a new contact, and you would do this where this person is not an individual client, they're not on your Glide system, so you need to add them. So the first time you link this contact you would need to create them. They would then subsequently be available for selection in this drop down under the contacts aspect. We get the opportunity here to put in a little note. This is just a quick description to remind us kind of how this person is connected to this particular client. And at this point, or at any future point, we can add tags. So I might straight away say, okay, this is the VAT tag. Donald is now linked to this client as a contact, and he has the VAT tag. We can change the description there. We can get rid of that tag if we wish to, and we can add new tags in. So I've put the VAT back there. I can put in other ones. So I've got kind of four tags set up currently. We can do this, like I say, this is useful if you only have a single contact for two reasons. Firstly, on a non-individual client, this allows us to use the recipient tags. So in a email, that is an email message that is using a template, the client name tag will be Ben Job Limited, and the recipient tags will come from the contacts. So you can actually say, hi Donald, just reminding you that you have a VAT return coming up in relation to Ben Job Limited. Second benefit is that these tags can serve as a secondary filter. So rather than it going to all of your clients, you can use the tagging system to filter down which clients you wish to trigger a message to. Okay, so let's add another contact just to kind of go through that process. Perhaps we'll do the create new contact. So I can never think of appropriate names here, and use my name. Okay, perhaps this is the spouse or something like that, and we'll create that contact. So when we were on our workflow alert a moment ago, we were targeting the VAT tag. So currently, if that alert was triggered in relation to Ben Job Limited, it would only go to Donald. If we wanted it to go to Donald and Anne, we would add the VAT tag to Anne as well. And in this case, the great thing is that two messages will be sent, and using the recipient tags, this message will say hi Donald, and this one will say hi Anne. So it's quite a flexible system. It's certainly the recommended way of targeting a recipient. The basic client search will be useful in some situations, but basically this is the recommended option really. Okay, so that's how we kind of create contacts on clients. That's how we tag them, and I think that probably covers most of the content here. If we go to contacts, what we'll see here is a list of all of our individual clients and all of our contacts. We can also go, I think you have to be the super user, we can go to the contact tag editor, and we'll see here the tags, how many times they're in use. You can change the names, etc. Just to kind of reiterate, now that we've looked at all of this, the three kind of places where you'll see this. First of all, on the bulk operation on the clients, here we would see our list of tags, and secondly on the workflow route tab, we're going to see these options in the delivery target. So that is our basic one. These are our four tags, and also on the scroll down here on the workflow action, again here we are choosing either the basic option or the tags. Okay, so I think that's a pretty comprehensive review of the contacts and the contact tagging system. Probably the only thing actually I should add, there's more to say. We've obviously talked about email addresses there. Same system applies when you're triggering SMS. So through the alerts here, these can be set to be sent as an SMS. Likewise, you have a workflow action that is send. It's a different action. It's send them an SMS using a template, and yeah, they're working exactly the same way. Everything that we've said is equally relevant to SMS sending. So going back to a client card, we have a field that is tagged as being the used for SMS. Actually, I think actually that's how I've named my field. You could choose to do the same, but the crucial icon here is the mobile phone. So that is appearing because, again, if I go config and edit additional client fields, we can see that, where is it? We can see that mobile used for SMS is tagged as being the mobile. So again, if I edit that field, data tag is mobile. So that's how you're going to get your mobile field in the case of a basic client search. In the case of a tag, okay, we're on a different client now. Let's add someone on here. In the case of having a contact tagged, then actually if you click on that contact, you'll be taken to a kind of contact screen. And in this case, there is the email for the purpose of the email messages, and here is the mobile for the purpose of the SMS messages. So in terms of targeting and tagging, they're both working exactly the same way. And of course, you just want to ensure that any contacts you're intending to receive messages do have both of these fields populated. If an email is triggered and no email, or in the case of an SMS, any mobile information is found, that won't be sent. It'll be created, it won't be sent, and you will get an event log alerting you to the fact that this essentially failed because you didn't have the right information in. Okay, so I think, yeah, that is all of the information we need to cover here. Obviously, if any queries arise, do not hesitate to get in touch with the Glide team. Thank you very much.